Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Celestial Beauty, also known as Saturn in the 12th, where our main focus for now will be tarot and astrology. If this is your first time to my channel, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss any of my content going further. And if you would like to leave me a donation or you would like to get a personal reading from me, all of that information can be found in the description box below. But today I wanted to go over some spirit animal cards that I have picked out, and I would like you to choose whichever one draws you in the most or draws your attention the most, or whichever one sticks out to you. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to, and just take a look at the cards, and whichever one catches your eye first, just go ahead and listen to that and see if the messages resonate with you. I'm going to go ahead and read the Spirit Animal Oracle card in its full entirety description, give you my intuitive messages, and then go ahead and pull some tarot cards and see if we can get any more messages from those. So let's get started. Hey, if you pick the first card, if the dog was the most appealing card to you, let's find out why. So at the bottom of the card, it says dog, and on the side of it, it says friend. It says, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. So I'm going to go ahead and read the full description out of the guidebook here so that you guys can further understand why you were drawn to this card. So it says, when we think of the word dog, it is often followed by the term best friend. Dog people are some of the best companions any of us can have. Those with a dog as totem have a tremendous capacity to love. Dog people are often found helping others and serving humanity. They have an uncanny ability to know the character of others, sniff out problems, and sense the truth. Dogs have acute hearing. This gift helps alert others to impending danger. If dog is your totem, you are a protector, friend, and playmate. When you don't like someone, you are very vocal about it. You easily forgive the shortcomings of the human family. You are brave in the face of danger. Dog people have a very kind and loyal nature that can be taken advantage of. Watch out for this and remember to love and protect yourself as well. With dog as totem, you may be drawn to a life of service and will be devoted to your friends and your worthy mission. So yeah, it definitely sounds like you are somebody of integrity, someone that is very reliable, and expects the same from others. You are probably like a rock for someone, or many people probably, and you are there for people when they are emotionally low, like just like your pet is or your dog is. Our animals can sense when we are upset or we're going through things or we're stressed, and they cuddle us and they give us extra attention. So I think that you are this person or this friend for people that they can count on when they're really going through things. It's like, your dog is always going to be home, or your cat or your animal is always going to be there when you get home. They're always going to be there for you. You're not going to argue with them, in a sense, you know what I mean? So I think that you are this type of person for people that is very reliable and a rock figure for them. And I think you are getting better at using your discernment, like the description said. Like, dogs know when they do not like someone and they are vocal about it, right? They can sniff out their enemies. And I think that you are getting better at sniffing out, in a sense, what isn't for you and who isn't for you. When people or things, there aren't good intentions behind things, right? Like it's getting easier, like as in like quicker, like you know when a dog is walking and it sees another dog, right? It usually knows somewhat instantly. It's usually curious and it wants to get close, but like after that, it's like it either barks or they continue sniffing, right? So I think you are stepping into that energy of as well of knowing pretty much right away of who and what is and isn't for you and not doubting yourself as much, which is great because that means that you are like trusting your intuition and your gut. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. And I am drawn to my DALI deck today, my Salvador DALI deck. It's a very beautiful deck that I got not too long ago that I've been working with for myself on personal readings. So this will be the first time that I've incorporated them in a video. But for some reason, I'm really drawn to them for this dog card. So, excuse me, this dog card. So let's go ahead and shuffle these and see what comes. Oh, okay, so the Nine of Wands fell out, and there is a man that is walking through like a forest, like tunnel type pathway thing, I guess. If you look at the picture there, you can see it's like a doorway, like a foresty doorway, I guess. And this kind of confirms for me that you are beginning to see things differently in a different light. This is kind of like an illuminated pathway here. And it's like you are going through this forest tunnel or this phase and exploring, like this man is here in the card exploring his way down the pathway, but you are exploring who and what is really for you, like on a soul level and not just like superficially. And the Nine of Wands also indicates that you are almost at like a completion of some sort. Like you are almost done with something. And there is a figure laying in the corner off to the left there, like almost like lifeless, appearing lifeless. And I do feel again that you are letting go of anything that doesn't really like serve you anymore. And allowing it to kind of like lay dead, quite frankly, or dormant, like where it is, like just how the figure is laying there in the card. You are leaving whatever energy is dead, right? Whatever is no longer resonating with you, whether that's people, jobs, things, you are leaving it there so that you can further down this like forest tunnel, right? And I don't think you are keeping anyone around that isn't reciprocating that energy, like I said in the beginning. If they aren't giving you that same energy, you're going to back off. Like dogs know who feeds them, they know who gives them attention, who loves them, who their real owners are, who isn't a threat to them, right? And they gravitate towards people like with good energy, right? Or people that they know are dog people or that are friendly, right? They gravitate, excuse me, I cannot say that word. They gravitate towards people and things that generally aren't going to harm them, right? I know dogs can kind of run off for things if they get excited, but you know what I'm saying, or at least I hope you know what I'm saying. So trust your gut like the dog does when it innately knows when it likes someone, like right off the bat. Trust your gut when you get those little inclinings that are like, this feels off to me, or I don't feel, your body is constantly trying to give you signals. Like, don't be afraid of your emotions. If your anxiety starts to heighten around someone or in a certain job setting, like pay attention to that. Like that's trying to tell you that you're not in the right place or you're not, like on the right path per se. So find something where you do feel comfortable. And these wands, if you guys notice like closely, they're like on fire in some places of the wand. And I think that you are aware that you could be burning bridges in a sense or angering some people, fire. like anyone that's being left behind, like the figure laying in the corner here. When you step further into the forest tunnel, like the figure is that it's exploring off in the distance, it's leaving people upset. Like the man on the path is paying no attention to the figure laying off in the corner. So perhaps that they're upset because they weren't invited on the journey, you know, or because you sniffed them out, right? Like you sniffed out their ill intentions or their true motives before they were really invited on the journey. So now they're mad, now they're salty, right? Because they're not able to take advantage, or their little plan to get over on you, or whatever the case may be, you know. It's like your fault now because it's like you figured it out, but it's like, no, you shouldn't have had ill intentions in the first place. Um, so it's not my fault now. Like, I'm not going to feel guilty that I sniffed you out. I'm going to feel good about myself for sniffing that out before you were able to get over on me, you know? So because you are not able to pay attention to them, or you're not willing basically to pay attention to them or give them the same energy that you were before because you've sniffed out their motives, right? So now you've placed them in like a different box. They're upset because you have restricted their access to you in some way or some form. And it's like now that you see this new light, like as you're going down this new tunnel and you're seeing these new things, just like this man is walking into the light here, it's like you're not able to give, even if you wanted to give them the same energy, you're not able to now that you see things the way that you do now. You know what I mean? Now that your perception has changed, you're just not able to give them that same energy. It's like it's easier for you to restrict their access to you because you just see things differently now. And you are choosing to be more loyal to yourself and not to them, you know? And that's not being selfish. Like not allowing others to take advantage of you, like just like it said in the description here, dog people have very kind and loyal nature and can be taken advantage of, you know? So not allowing people to take advantage of you is an act of self-love, you know? They shouldn't have had ill intentions in the first place for you. So like I said before, like don't allow others to feel guilty that you sniffed them out. Like you shouldn't have had anything bad planned for me in the first place. So if you really like fucked with me like that, you would have never, you know, like if you really like were rolling with me like that and we were really cool and we were really friends like you wanted me to believe, then I shouldn't have had nothing to sniff out in the first place. So I'm not about to feel bad that I figured out your little game before you were able to really like play it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm about to feel really good about myself for figuring that out before you got over. I'm not about to feel bad about that. And you shouldn't either. So don't I feel like I said, you're already doing this, but you're definitely not allowing others to be in your space who are expecting loyalty from you and not giving you loyalty back. So when you are able to like have a boundary, you teach others how to treat you, and you show others that you're not willing to be drained and you're not willing to put in more effort if they're not. And that's being protective of your own energy. And I mean, a dog knows who's for them, a dog knows who's their friend, a dog knows who feeds them, you know what I mean? So know that and trust that about yourself, and know that you have these abilities to use your discernment, your discernment, and you are almost seeing things exactly the way that they need to be seen. Like he's almost through the tunnel, he's almost through the forest here. Like the light can be seen at the end of the tunnel. And I think as more people and more things drop off here, like how there's this person again, how I said in the corner here that's laying here, as more things drop off, you're able to see that light at the tunnel even clearer and clearer, and see why these things are happening, and see the divine timing, and see the synchronicities. see if anything comes out. Anything. So there's messages here. For our dog totem people. Messages for them. Is this a person here? What is this thing here? Oh, there it is. Sorry, it fell on the floor. Okay, so we got the 4 of Cups here. Oh. This guy is like sitting here and he's in like the fetal position. He just looks like he's in despair. Like I feel like this is something you really cared about. This is something that not easy for you to walk away from or even maybe see in an objective light. This could be someone who even cared for you or made you feel as though they cared for you, with the hand reaching out of the tree here, right here, almost touching the man's hair to like comfort him and like stroke his hair, is what it gives me the impression of. And maybe that's why the wands here, I was picking up on the wands being on fire here, and I was really noticing that and got that impression of feeling like bridges were being burned in a sense, because I think there was a battle of perhaps like loyalties here, because we did get the dog card here, right? And dogs are about loyalty. That's one of the main words that can be associated with dogs. Yeah, someone is very sad, or both of you are very sad that this has taken place, that this many wands have been put up or been brought to the battle, I want to say. There's 9 of them, and there's clearly, it's kind of like there's 2 losers here, right? Like, there's one creature kind of like laying off in the corner in this first one, and then in this next card, in the 4 of Cups, he's sitting here, like I said, in the fetal position, very sad, kind of like he's given up. So both people are kind of in this scenario. I think like both people are sad that it happened. Both people are upset about the aftermath. There's no energy left. But I do feel like there is growth that can happen from this scenario if both of you choose to see it that way, with the tree growing up and out of the man here. There's a cup and a bird sitting on top of that tree, which to me indicates growth and a ability for transformation if things can be seen differently. You know, the cup is up on the tree at a higher level, at a higher perspective. I'm hearing that saying that's like, if we can see the glass half full, you know, if we can find the positives in the scenarios or in the situations, as hard as it may be, the easier or somewhat gentle it is to see the higher meaning and the lessons in things. I think, like I said before, whomever doesn't give you the same kind of loyalty back is questionable to you, you expect that same kind of loyalty. You are through and through, so you expect others to be that way to you too. And when they are not, it is very devastating to you. Just like when a dog's owner, whoever it trusts the very most, right? Like harms it or mistreats it or whatever. That dog is a whole different person. You know, when you rescue an animal, you really, 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 really have to love it in order for it to just not be timid, you know? So, whatever situation has occurred that has left you and this other person in a state of loss or sadness, just know that you are getting extremely close. Like I said, this is the Nine of Wands. It was the 10 and, you know, Page of Cups and so on and so forth. So you're almost at the completion here of seeing things very clearly. So even if you are unsure of why all of this happened, I see indicated through these cards here, and based on the feelings that I am getting through this reading, you are going to be able to see why things played out the way they did soon in retrospect, you know, like soon you're going to be able to look back, you know, and it's not going to have to take you like years to look back and be like, oh, that's why that happened, you know. You're already at the 9. So like I said, there's only one more 10 and then you're at the Page of Cups. So you are on your way out of this maze, this tunnel, this whatever you want to call it. As I described when I first had this card fall out, you're almost on your way out of this. So have faith that you will be cared for again, just like, you know, rescue dogs. Have faith in their new families that things will be different. So, not saying that you've been abused. I hope that's not the case, or anything. That's not what I'm picking up on. But know that the love that you give or have given will be given back to you. It just not be from the person that you expected it to be from. So just be grateful of the people. Like when dogs get pets from people, they're so happy when people pay attention to them and etc. And I'm not saying be happy to every single person that gives you attention, but I'm just saying recognize the people who are loyal to you, and don't discount them or discredit them by only focusing on this situation and the people that have wronged you, or the person that has wronged you or betrayed you, or whatever the case may be, or however it resonates with you in your life. Alright, I think that is it. Getting any inclinings to your cards, messages I've gotten for you. Did the cougar stick out to you? Is that the one that you are drawn to most? Let's see why. The cougar is assertive. In silence, you find your power. Claim your leadership and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. In silence, you find your power. Okay, so those are just the words that are on the card. I'm going to go ahead and get into the guidebook and read the full description so that you can understand fully why you were led to this card. And then we will go ahead and pull some tarot cards and see if we can get some more information. I'm really led to the in silence you find your power line. I feel like maybe you're, and I'm just picking this up intuitively, I feel like maybe there's a situation that's kind of led you to maybe some type of solitude, or has led you to wanting some type of quiet or peace time or time away from people. And in this time, you are going to realize the vast amount and varieties of your strengths, I'm hearing. Like perhaps you have felt so drained that you have forgotten how strong you are. You know, like when you're tired, you forget because you just don't have the energy for things. And then when you break free of things or people or situations, it's almost like you have a rejuvenation or new spark for life. You're like, oh my God, like I can do this now and I can do this and now I have time for this. And, you know, so I'm sensing that maybe that is something that has happened for you. But let's go ahead and read the full description from the guidebook for these cards, and then we will pull some tarot cards. Okay, it says Cougar, the Puma. The noble cougar, also called mountain lion or puma, is a totem of courage and confidence. Courage is a formidable protector who will teach you to observe from the shadows and see the truth in silence. Your intuition, hunches, and knowing will be enhanced by your cougar totem. You will sense threats and avoid them. You are capable of seeing and securing sanctuary in abundance. Cougar people are often leaders with keen and decisive minds. You know how to inspire others, complete tasks, and set new goals. You may not be close to a lot of people, but you are a great encourager and loving friend to those in your inner circle. If Cougar is new to your life, it means that you are coming into your power. It could also mean that it's time to take a leap of faith and to go for your desires. Opportunities are at hand. With Cougar by your side, you will know better how to set boundaries and protect your precious energy and time so that you can pay attention to what really matters. With a powerful Puma, you will have grace, passion, and purpose. So yeah, maybe this is a time for you, like I said, where you are able to get away from people, or you have a desire to get away from people and have some quiet time so that you can re-strategize or replan what your goals are. And you are going to need some silence to be able to do that. I think you're going to be observing a lot, not just other people, but the ways in which perhaps you can move differently based on like finances or just in ways of thinking. It says cunning, courage, agility, action, observation. So I think you're really taking notice of what is around you and not being as reactionary and really taking in things for what they are. Being okay sitting in the background until you need to kind of make that final leap or that deadly leap that's the final kill. You know, like cougars, when they hunt, they have to be very stealthy to get their prey, you know, so perhaps you're not even telling people your plans and you're really just sitting back and doing your own thing, and like I said, re-strategizing and regrouping and are choosing to only say things or take action or be assertive when you are completely 100% sure that you will be successful. You know, like the cougar doesn't leap unless it knows it's going to get its prey. It's got to be pretty sure that its outcomes are good, because it's not going to have many chances again, right? So I think you are sitting in that type of energy right now. It's definitely a time for like refocus for you, and an important time for you to realize your own self-reliance and self-assurance. I think that you are more adaptable and capable and talented perhaps than you think, and you could maybe dabble in multiple areas, like for work, and maybe you just aren't seeing all of the options you truly have. Another word up here under the cougar is camouflage, so I think that you could easily fit into areas perhaps that you haven't realized yet, so really put yourself out there. It says, like it says on the card here, you have the courage and confidence to succeed. So take that time in silence and really refocus and write down, what am I good at? What do I know I'm good at? Maybe you've been in a scenario or a situation for a very long time, so making a change seems difficult, but if you're able to take some time and step away from that situation, you can see it in at a different angle, and perhaps see the ways in and out, and see where you can make adjustments. But unless you take that time and create that space between you and the situation or the job or whatever it may be, it will be harder for you to see just how far you can step away from it and do something else. So let's see what tarot cards I am drawn to for you. And it's a shuffling. I think I'm going to do the DALI deck again. It's pretty good for the first one. Let's see. In silence they find power. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. I feel like something is holding you back. Like I first picked up, as I said in the beginning of this reading, I think that there's a situation that has brought you to like a complete halt, that has brought you to a point in time where you want silence, where you don't want to be near people. It has caused you to like have to redirect. You don't have a choice, I think at this point, but to rework the wheel here, and rework your plan of whatever thought was set in motion isn't. You need to figure out a different way. And like I said, stepping as far as you can away from whatever scenario is creating this blockage, or is preventing you from getting any further, is going to be best, even if you don't think it is. Like, let's say there's something that's happened along your path that just wasn't a part of the plan, and now you have to rework. Like, let's say, like, I don't know, I'm not sensing that anyone's pregnant, I'm not saying that you're gonna be pregnant or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to think of things that, like, can come into your life or happen randomly that cause you to have to redirect, right? So like, let's say like you're pregnant, or you find out your girl is pregnant or something, that causes you to have to like relook at your plan and be like, oh, do I have to do this now? Do I have to do, wait, like maybe I have to like, oh, well, I can't do this. Or a lot of people think that they can't do things, right? So it's like, it stops you dead in your tracks, you know? Or, you lose your job, also not sensing that anyone has lost their job at all. I'm just trying to come up with scenarios so that you guys can easily understand kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. But let's say you lose your job, and now you kind of quickly have to rework and rescatter and rethink, like, okay, well, it stops you. It literally makes you stop and have to rethink, rewrite your resume, redo things, you know what I mean? It forces you to look at things differently and be like, well, what am I going to do now, right? So there's some type of scenario that has happened that has really created, not even just a bump, but like a whole wall, basically, for you to get over. And I don't mean like get over it like emotionally, but I mean like for you to like physically figure out how to adapt to, essentially. And as the Cougar card says here, claim your leadership role and take action. It's up to you to rewrite this wheel and get it going again and figure out which direction it is going to go, because it's at a complete halt here. And as I said before, whatever has stopped you has created a space and time for you to really sit and think about what you are doing next. And that silence is going to help you, as annoying as it is for you to be in the silence because of like the circumstance, you know. It is in this time of nothing kind of going on, in a sense, of the stillness of the wheel being stopped, where you were able to really think of what you're going to do next. Because when you're going, you're just going, you're almost on autopilot. And then when things aren't just flowing, you're forced to think about how you're going to get them to flow again, correct? So, like it says here, you know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. So, sit in that silence as much as I think you don't like it. I'm sensing you don't like it. But cougars are all by themselves, whatever, you know, like they don't need to be with nobody. They don't need to have like a whole pack or whatever. Like, I think even the moms just raise their young, like most big cats. I don't think, I mean, besides the lions, I'm not sure, but anyways, yeah, they fucking rock. Like, they do it all themselves. So I say that to say, just don't be dependent on anyone else to get that wheel turning. Whatever has stopped you and forced you to reroute is for your greater good. It's not, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. Accept that it wasn't for you. And only continue to go for the things that feel deeply right to you. Okay, the Three of Cups here in the reverse. Just fell into my lap here through the shuffle. And I hate to say this. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I heard this as soon as this card fell out. I looked at it, I was like, oh, third party scenario. Third party scenario came in and messed this up. I'm not saying nobody cheated. Sometimes this can be like a friend scenario, or maybe if somebody is pregnant. I truly wasn't picking that up. I wasn't picking that up until like just like right now a little bit. I'm sorry. But maybe this baby is is the third party issue that is causing things to come to a halt, or causing the scenario to kind of come to a halt, or causing your life to come to what it feels like to be a halt, to a stop. Maybe this is an outside party, or yeah, like a coworker maybe that has come in, or maybe like an acquaintance, like a friend or a friend, or like somebody that you know, somebody that like you're not close with, that has come in and like disturbed what you and somebody else have going on. So like I said, whether that be a friendship, or like a work friendship, or relationship, family setting, yeah, it's like someone has come in and like caused like some type of disturbance, like emotionally. And that has caused you to retreat to some silence, and caused you to reroute and essentially like rethink your future here, because this is like the Wheel of Fortune. Like someone has like put a wrench in things. But I think, like I said earlier, you need to be cool just doing you. Like cougars rock it by themselves all the time. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to like look it up. Yeah, it says cougars are generally solitary in nature. So honestly, I really feel like this recommends that you stay strong within yourself. Like it says, claim your leadership role and take action. Know where you go, and you know where to go and what to do. So I think your gut is telling you exactly how to handle this situation, whether that's like, handling it, or walking away from it. Use those keen like observation skills, as it said in the description, to really observe how motherfuckers are moving around you. Before you make any moves or make any decisions. Like I said, the cougar like really sits back and watches and waits to make its move, because it doesn't have many opportunities. I'm not saying you won't have that many opportunities, but I'm just saying that a cougar is stealthy, and I feel like this is really recommending that you sit back and allow other people to really show you where they lay their bed, per se. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying nobody's laying in anybody else's bed, but I'm just saying, like, let people show you their true character. Don't force it out of nobody. Um, by trying to set them up for scenarios in which they can prove themselves. But really just like sit back and like let people, if they say they're going to do something, see if they're going to do it. You know what I mean? Don't be on them to be like, why are you going to do it? You said you were going to do it. You're not doing it. Like just really, like I said, sit back and observe. I keep hearing that over and over again. And let people be the person of their word, or let them not be, and see that for what it is, and treat them and move like accordingly. Yeah, I truly hope that this is not like a third party scenario in which anybody has been cheated on. I truly apologize if that is, but I do think that there is someone who has come in, or something, or a third party situation that you've had like no control over. Maybe this situation is like I don't know, like something or someone who came out the cuts. Like it doesn't have to be a person, but it's caused you to stop completely in your tracks and um, look at not only others but yourself in a different light and recognize within yourself where you need to place boundaries um, and where you need to lead by example and have the courage to say either what you're not going to put up with or have the courage to, like I said, rewrite this wheel and rework your future in the way that you didn't think that you would have to. So don't let this throw you off. I don't think it will. You've got the cougar here. In silence, you find your power. So in this moment, like I said, I really feel like as difficult as it is for you to sit in this silence or whatever has forced you to sit down, as when you look back later, you will realize that this is the time that you really were able to hone in on your strengths in a way that you hadn't ever before. Right? I think that's it. Oh, did you choose the deer? Why did you choose the deer? Let's see. The deer says love. It says be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Be gentle with yourself. Is your inner critic being mean to you? Don't listen to your inner critic. Everybody's inner critic is mean. Maybe you're being pretty harsh on yourself right now. Like maybe there is something you wish you would have seen sooner, I'm hearing, and because you didn't, you're being harsh with yourself. Like, how could you not see that? So let's see what the guidebook says here. I want to read the full description so you can fully understand why you were drawn to the deer card. It says, deer are watchful and wary. This vigilance helps them remain safe. Deer love a new path, adventure, and lots of variety. Just watch them nibble through a garden. They love to taste all of life. Deer people are refined, loving, and graceful. If deer is your totem, you instinctively know the benefits of plants and herbs. Plant knowledge, along with gentle compassion, is essential to your healing nature. You might sometimes feel victimized because others take advantage of your kindness and generosity. If this happens, retake control by invoking the energy of the stag, which demands respect and sets strong territorial boundaries. Deer people naturally know who are their enemies and who will artfully steer clear of them. Excuse me. If a deer person is your friend, pay attention to their intuitive advice. Deer are hard to fool. Let the natural harmony of deer create a gentle peace for your world. Yeah, so I definitely think, because as it said in the description here, a deer knows who their enemies are and artfully steers clear of them. I think you probably pride yourself on being able to know when someone has ill intentions, and perhaps someone got one over on you recently, right? And you are beating yourself up for it. But like the card says here, the very first thing, be gentle with yourself. You are probably so kind here, like it says. You might feel victimized because others take advantage of your kindness and generosity. And unfortunately, people with bad intentions and good intentions are drawn to kind people like you. So yes, you may see the 20 out of the 22, but there might be 2 that slip by, you know, and when you are such a kind person, you want to see the good in people. So don't beat yourself up because 2, like I said, of the 22 got through and you didn't see their true nature as soon as you may have liked to. Alright, let's see. Excuse me. Tarot cards. Let's see. I was drawn to my ARCHEON tarot deck for this. Ooh, Judgment fell out here. I don't know if it's because of the green that's already in the tarot card in there. It's green. Oh, shit. Hold up. The 5 of Cups and the Hermit in reverse just fell out as well here. So the Judgment card here definitely makes me feel like this is that inner critic that I was picking up on earlier when I first read this card. And I said, is your inner critic being mean to you right now? I think it is. I definitely think it is. This card proves it to me right here, the Judgment card. You are swaying that sword of judgment not only on whoever got one over on you, but on yourself too. I think you have poured way more of your energy into this situation than you realized, and when whatever happened, like whatever this person or this situation did, or whatever happened that you didn't see, it's like you didn't even realize how much energy you were putting into it until after it happened. You know what I mean? Like after you were fooled, or after you were shocked, or after you were kind of taken aback. I feel like, or if that's a word. I think, like I said before, you like to see the good in people, as it says, see the light in all things, and because you wanted to see good in this person or in this scenario or hope for the best, you poured more of yourself into this here with the 5 of Cups than you needed to ensure that it worked, and now you are feeling even more upset with yourself, I'm hearing, in the situation had you not put in the energy. Like, had you not done so much for this person, or perhaps you provided a shoulder for this person to cry on with the 5 of Cups here, and the cup being poured into like the waterfall right here. Maybe you provided a shoulder for this person to cry on, like I said, and when they crossed you, or when they showed you that that didn't matter, and in whatever sense that occurred, you realized in that moment, like, just how nice you didn't need to be, I want to say. Like, you didn't need to be that nice all along. Like it says, you might sometimes feel victimized because others take advantage of your kindness and generosity. So maybe you were always like, maybe you were somebody at work that they could always come to and be like, oh, woe is me, and like, this is happening. You were like, oh my God, like, that's messed up. I'm so sorry you're going through that, da 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 da, whatever, you know? And then, like, let's say something happens at work, right? And they don't have your back. And you're like, well, dang, I thought we were cool because I'm always like chopping it up with you about your life and like giving you advice and like telling you not to go back to him or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like helping you with your kids, you know, like I'm really there for you. This is the cups card, you know what I mean? Like I'm there for you when you're like low and stuff. Like I'd be there when you be having bad days at work and like helping you and stuff. And then like the second something really goes down here, like, and I low key need you to have my back, you're being funny, like, you know, so it's like it it really makes you realize whatever, you know, happened, whatever scenario took place, that someone kind of surprised you in the way that they reacted has shown you like their true colors and shown you that you are like providing, like I'm hearing like water to like a bucket that doesn't have like a bottom, you know what I mean? Like something that's like it's not ever filling, you know what I mean? There's nothing that you could ever do for this person that would be enough for them to ever like be loyal to you back. Like it's just not what you thought it was. Like just like the Five of Cups here, like the cup is literally like being poured into this waterfall, and the waterfall is just dissipating and flowing and going back into the earth, you know what I mean? Like it's not being filled. Like this is an empty cup right here. Like it says in the description, if this does happen, if someone does take advantage of your kindness and generosity and you feel victimized, retake control by invoking the energy of the stag, which demands respect and sets strong territorial boundaries. So if this does happen and this, you know, this person or the situation does surprise you and you have put in a lot more into it and you're like, hold up, like I've been there when you cried, I've been there when you had bad days, I came in for you when you were, you know, late, I covered you on days when you were here and you're about to like act like this person yells at me and you're just gonna sit there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever the case may be, let them know that you won't take that or you won't expect that or you wouldn't do it to them like that. And if you can't say that, show that in a way of like when they do come up to you after that and they want to like do their little, oh, woe is me, this is going on, da da da, don't entertain it no more because it ain't like that. They showed you it wasn't like that. So, you know, if you don't want to go out your way to be like, hey, why didn't you have my back? Show them by retracting your energy, you know, with the hermit card in reverse right here. Show them by retracting your energy from them and like not allowing them a place in your like circle anymore. And I'm not saying like shun anybody and alienate anybody. When we're at work, we got to be professional, we got to talk to people. And I don't know why I keep feeling like this is at work. Maybe this is a work scenario, but take it however it resonates. But if someone has shown you that you have given more energy and you feel depleted, use that as a sign from your body and the universe to retract your energy from them and protect your energy. It says, let the natural harmony of deer create a gentle peace for your world. So anything that is disturbing your peace, retract your energy from that. Retract yourself from that. Subtract yourself from that. In the most ways that you can. If you can subtract yourself completely, do so. Some people do not realize, unfortunately, how valuable we are until like we're gone, you know. So, and if you can't leave them physically, like I said, like perhaps like tap out for them in emotional sense, you know what I mean? Because if I can't even, you know, expect you to have my back at work, then don't expect me to sit there and hear you talk about like your outside of life work drama every time you're up in here. If you know, it's really not like that. I don't want to hear it at that point. So subtract like your energy from people. Don't allow people to feel closer to you than they really are. Just like they show you that you're not as close to them as you really thought you were, correct? Like, and I think that's maybe why you're upset, because it says deers are hard to fool. So if somebody has fooled you, I think it's really like a stab to your ego. I feel like you, like I said earlier, you take a lot of pride in feeling like you know when somebody's your enemy. And so when they cloak themselves as a friend and they get away with that, it really tugs at your confidence almost, I think. It like subsequently makes you start doubting yourself again, like perhaps you did in the past. Like, well, wait, like, how did I not see that? I thought I was getting better. And like I said before, if there are 22 motherfuckers and you saw 20 of them and there was only 2 that got in, you're doing pretty damn good. You can't catch them all. It's the same Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. We can't catch them all as much as we want to. So, do not allow others or whatever the situation is that has taken you by surprise and kind of fooled you to dim your light with the Five of Cups here and the Hermit card in reverse here. Continue to see the light in all things, as it said in the Deer card here, as much as you can. And do not allow your inner critic, please, to get the better of you and make you start questioning your self-worth. It says right here at the bottom, acknowledge your self-worth, worth, and grace. Excuse me. You are not stupid for not seeing this or for not noticing this. You aren't. What you are is a gentle, loving person who hopes and wishes and sees the best in all people. And unfortunately, there aren't enough people like you in the world, but don't not continue being you because other people suck sometimes. You got a pretty good track record, remember. So, alright, those are all the messages I received for you. Alright, my links, people. Alright, my links, people. Keeper of Secrets. Why did you pick the links? Let's see. It says, take out time from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. I think you need to meditate. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Yeah, take time out and meditate. Take some time to like observe your thoughts. Like meditation isn't just about like not thinking. It's about noticing when you start to think and when your focus starts to decrease, and about catching yourself and coming back to that focus, whether that be the breath or the number or the music or the sound or whatever type of meditation that you are doing. But I'm really sensing that you need to meditate and just observe, in a sense. Like, don't even try to focus on anything except like allowing, like, just notice what thoughts are coming to your head, and are they good thoughts, are they bad thoughts, are they self-defeating thoughts, are they, just notice, you know, don't spiral into any one thing, but just take time to like sit in silence and just see what comes up. Even if you can't necessarily silence the mind, like I said, I just really feel as though you observing your thoughts and just taking a step back to just notice and have the awareness of like, wow, like my mind is just thinking of all these random things, like why are all of these, you know what I mean? Just really observing what your focus is on, you know, like sometimes when you can take a step back. Even sometimes when I'm in meditation, certain things come up and I'm like, wow, why did that come up? You don't notice that you're focused on certain things, and then when you let your mind kind of be free and you see what pops up, sometimes there can be messages from source in there, or signs from your subconscious, or just sometimes like random stuff that your mind is just like, oh, I need to do this, or to do tasks or whatever. But I am sensing that the the time that you need to take out for yourself to observe is via meditation. Considering it says nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. And meditating really helps strengthen your intuition, because like I said, it is a time when you can quiet the mind and really observe your thoughts and your ability to allow them to float on like clouds and just be there and then not be there. So let's get into the description from the booklet here that came with the card so we can further understand why I'm drawn to the Lynx card. Okay, it says lynx are solitary animals that live in the mountains or in harsh climate of the cold north. They spend much of their life alone, out of sight and in the shadows. Oh, I'm sensing like the hermit right now. The hermit card. Lynx is the ultimate introvert. This trait is sometimes misinterpreted as aloofness, shyness, or arrogance, but this is not the case. Lynx people are observers and listeners and prefer the independent life. Those who walk with lynx will have the uncanny ability to see what others cannot. See, the third eye. You can see that when you're like, I feel as though it's easier to see what others cannot and what you can't normally see via meditation, so I'm just saying. Anyways, this includes others' agendas, fears, hopes, and plans. Lynx have tough, long tufts of fur rising from the tips of their ears and act as antennae, so lynx can hear the unspoken word. See, again, hey, meditation. If lynx is your totem, you will be difficult to deceive because you are telepathic. You naturally live the life of a mystic. You cannot fulfill your role as a spirit messenger if your mind is cluttered with noise of a too busy life. What did I say? Didn't I say that, guys? I said that. Alone time is essential, and secrecy is your medicine. Patience and silence are your friends. As a lynx person, you will find contentment and happiness in reflection and contemplation. See, reflection and contemplation, that's via meditation. I'm just saying, guys. Spirit is always by your side. Yeah, you need to have some alone time. Take some alone time in your mind. I think it's okay for you to remember that silence is your friend sometimes. You don't have to always be communicating with people for them to think that they're your friends. Your true friends know, um, especially if they really are your true friends and this is your natural kind of behavior. Like my friends know that I like to check out for a little bit, so they know that's my kind of natural kind of behavior, you know. So anyone who truly understands your space and your boundaries and that rejuvenate in your alone time and understands that you're an introvert isn't going to be offended that you want time by yourself. They are going to know that you need that for you to be able to be the best person in that next space with them. So the next time you see them, they know that for you to be the best person you can be is to ensure that you've had that time by yourself to be fully present with them and like in an authentic way when you are with them physically. So do whatever you need to do to get some solitude or get some alone time, and try your best not to worry about what other people are going to think about needing the space, because like I said, people who really know you and understand you know that you need that so that you aren't in an irritative like manner when you're with them, because you don't want to be that way, especially with people that you love. But people who do love you and like I said really know you know that in order for you to not be irritable, you need to have time by yourself. um, so put your foot down if you have to. I'm not saying like in a rude way or anything, but just it's I can't say it's not hard to communicate. It can be hard to communicate for some people. I have to realize that it may not be as easy for other people to communicate things that it is for me to communicate things. But try your best to just kind of let people know sometimes. Like I think personally, and people can disagree with me. I think personally that it is better to at least like touch base with somebody than at least like not say anything. Because you can say like, for example, if me and one of my friends want to talk, right? And like I have a friend, she lives like out of town, like over a few hours away. And so we try to talk like once a week if we can. But if we can't like talk that week, like I'll just touch base with her and be like, hey, like either A, I'm really busy, or I think the last time I was like, hey, I'm really emotionally low, like I'm really not like feeling up to like talking, like I'm just not feeling it, you know what I mean? Like I'm feeling low, I got a lot going on, like I'm sorry, like I'm just, can we, you know? And I just told her that, you know, instead of just not saying anything and leaving her wondering, you know, I was just like, hey, I just need some space for myself right now. And she gets me. She's very, 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 very similar to me, and she's an introvert like I am. And so she was like, yep, oh my God, totally get it. Like, yeah, take your time. Let me know when you're ready. Like, so, like I said, the people that really get you and understand you and want to get you and want to understand you and want you to feel comfortable telling them those things and being comfortable, like, I don't want to be scared telling somebody, hey, I don't want to talk because I'm emotionally low, and then you get upset. Like, I need to know that I'm able to tell you that, and you're not going to, like, make me feel bad for that. Like, I already feel bad enough. I told you I'm emotionally low. I don't need to, you know, like, make it worse. But, you need to know that, like it says here, that you will find strength in your silence and solitude. So please, if you can, take some time away from work, away from family, even if that's just like an hour or two. Um, you can etch out time for yourself. If you can etch out 8 hours of your day for a job, you can etch out 1 hour for yourself. Like, you deserve that, right? Like, I think you do. I know you do, actually. I know that I do, and I know that everybody else can etch out 1 hour for themselves every day, and everybody else deserves that as well. So if you can give 8 hours of yourself to a company, give at least one to yourself. You deserve that, like it says in this card, and Spirit is always going to be with you. So let's see what tarot cards I'm drawn to for you and see if we can get any other messages for you. Let's see. Arctic, and then Nordic tarot deck, I should say, not Arctic. Any messages for my links people? Any messages for my links people? Oh, oh, Queen of Swords. See, all about your thoughts here, guys. Let's see if we get anything. Anything else? Those. And then people here. I need to take time for themselves. My true introverts here. Messages for them. So at the bottom of the Queen of Swords here, it says power. I truly believe this speaks to the power in your thoughts and your ability to quiet your mind and strengthen or re-strengthen yourself, I should say, and re-ground yourself in your moments of solitude. The Queen of Swords is in the upright here, so she is intelligent, she is decisive, she is like directive also, so she knows which direction she's sure of herself. Like it says, like I said, the power in the bottom. So again, I know I keep beating a dead horse, as the saying goes, but I truly think that spending some time in meditation and quieting your mind is really going to help step into your power and help you strengthen your thoughts and help you realize your ability to take the traits that you have acquired and learned through meditation and apply them to like other areas of your life. I think that there was an opportunity in money here with the Ace of Pentacles that came out in the reverse. Maybe a new job that you took, or maybe a job that you were in already, maybe it wasn't new, that wasn't like good for your solitude or good for your health, like mental health, I want to say. Like it caused too much like clutter in your mind. In your mind. It says you cannot fulfill your role as a spirit messenger if your mind is cluttered with noise of a too busy life. And I think the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse here speaks to that, and also with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse right next to it. I think whatever you had, like, on the earth plane or in the financial realm, because Pentacles is about, like, money and work and earth-based things. But it was causing you to be so busy that you weren't able, or maybe aren't able, maybe this is current, to take time out for yourself. And really quiet your mind. Maybe there is so much going on, like I said, in the earthly plane, and so much going on at work. There's a lack of recognition here. With the Three of Pentacles in the reverse for like your efforts here, and that could be causing like some mental like turmoil for you, and subsequently causing like to have a lack of motivation with the Ace of Pentacles here and taking steps in other directions because you're so like bogged down by whatever this is. Like I do feel like it's like maybe like a work scenario with the Pentacles being here. And these cards are saying like you have the power with the links and Queen of Swords here. Power. It says right here at the bottom with the swords you have the power to allow your thoughts to like change your reality. Like you have the capabilities to alter your perception and bring yourself out of like a hard time. Those Lynx people are observers and listeners and prefer the independent life. So it's like you would almost rather figure it out on your own. Like, you know what I mean? Like mentally, like you would almost rather like be like, okay, like I'm gonna work this out like in my head. Like I know I have the capability to like see this and do this differently and like change the way that I view this, you know what I mean? So like this Lynx card really recommends, please take that time out for yourself so that you can have those self-affirming thoughts that validate for you that you are able to step out of whatever this scenario is that is bogging you down, that isn't giving you recognition that you deserve, that isn't your true calling here. But until you take this time out to really think clearly and not allow things in this scenario to play too much of a role in your opinion on how to handle things and how to look at things, you won't be able to see your true power and in which you are able to change the situation yourself based on, like I said, changing your own thoughts, changing your own motives, and seeing what others do not see, like it said here. But you have to quiet your mind so that you can get these messages from source and these messages from your own intuition that aren't able to get to you because there's too much noise happening around you. Alright, that is everything that I got for you all. I hope that they all resonated. If they did not, no worries, maybe the next ones will. Please go ahead and feel free to leave me a positive comment in the comment section below and let me know how these messages did resonate with you. I would love to hear them. Also, please do not forget to contact me via email if you would like a personal reading. That is something that we can schedule and work out. And do not forget to also leave me a donation. All of that information can be found in the description box. But most of all, thank you so much for coming to my channel, watching this video, and being supportive to the intuitive messages that I have received for you all. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.